Hello everyone and welcome to tonight's stream. We're on Workshop Wednesday and I'm joined by Matt.
Hello, how is everybody this evening? In this lovely warm. Has the rain reached you yet?
No, not yet. Has it reached you yet?
Well, it was supposed to be here at 6 o'clock, and at this point in time, the rain remains very dry.
Oh dear.
So I'm fine. I like the heat. So it's currently a balmy 29.5 in my room.
Oh, blimey. Ouch.
And talk about ouch! I've just seen your shirt. Crikey!
Yeah. You see? Yeah. You see? I wasn't wrong. You see? So, yeah, I thought outrageous. This is, you see, we were going outrageous. So.
You definitely delivered.
I definitely delivered. It's got vinyls all over it. Hello, driver. You have bought the APT from Crewe to Preston on this fine spring Sunday afternoon. You are to carry out high-speed run to test some suspension components. Now allow the technicians who are to monitor the performance on board. Also open your cab door to allow the traction inspector to enter the cab. Close it before departure, timed at 1500. You have promised a clear path, but there is a speed restriction through Penrith. Drive to your C APT speed limits, but boffins require smooth acceleration and braking for their tests. Good luck. So yes, we are on the APT.
Bit of APT action. So is this West Coast Main Line North or no Shap?
I think it might be Shep. It's we're doing Preston to Carlisle.
Yes, that's Shap. Oh dear. What's everyone been playing? Come on, what's going on? Will there be a stream tomorrow to replace the Cane Creek stream? Not that I'm aware of, Harris Trains. We did talk about it, but we're all it's a bit late, last minute to organise something different, unfortunately. So we're going to drop that stream, and we'll let you know about Cane Creek nearer the time. Kenzie, you're playing Cathcart Circle. Nice. I do really like I love the fact that APT is in the game, and it's done so well.
47's now leaving. BR Blue Era.
Proper train.
Right away, driver. Next stop, Carlisle. See ya. We're off.
Lots of you playing the Cathcart. Nice. That is really good to hear.
For those who want to play along, the link is in the descriptions. I think it works on YouTube as well.
Liam, you're waiting for the big thunderstorms to arrive tonight. I'm sure there'll be a nice light show, certainly in certain places, definitely. Mod Moggy was playing with the S160. That's nice. The S160 is lovely.
Should be in the YouTube chat description, Moggy. It might not work on Twitch. I've done it. I've certainly added it in the description. 86.
What you should do, Jamie, though, to be nice to the moderators, is drop it in the Discord to them.
Yes. I was going to, and then I realised that I was like, ah. Right, we can now go up to 80.
This is another cracking route. This is really, really good. Harry's Trains, I wouldn't necessarily want to use the phrase near future, but I would definitely expect to see more Scottish routes at some point in the future. As usual, keep an eye out on the roadmap. When these things occur, you'll see them there.
Now got 80 on the indicator.
Oh, yes.
Down. Now we get to do 155. Lovely. 11:55, and that is cleared on the indicators.
Nigel, I don't know. I don't think it's delayed it till August. No, Nigel. It's hopefully a short delay, but details on that will come forward shortly.
This diagram is brilliant.
Oh, very cool.
If so, over.
Spooky, do you want the APT or do you want automatic train protection on the HST? I'm assuming you mean APT given what we're driving. That's a bit brutal, Laserjet. Ouch. Oh, the APT is just such an amazing looking train.
It is, isn't it? It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you think that this could have been an absolute, you know, if it would have worked, you know, you would have had these bombing up and down, you know, the East Coast, possibly West Coast main lines, you know. It would have been amazing.
Mm. Why does your 2080 struggle to get 35 FPS on TS, but TSW pulls 60 plus all day long? Depends what you're doing, Chief Longshin. I mean, for a start, TS is a 10-year-old plus game, so it's using older tech. And you know, one of the reasons TSW exists is to use newer tech, use newer graphics cards to their best abilities. So you'd expect to do better out of the some tilt action, out of TSW, but you can also add tons and tons and tons and tons of mods that really are much more difficult to do on TSW at the moment. And the sort of the downside of lots and lots of mods is you can absolutely murder your frame rate. Yeah, it depends what you're doing really. I mean, TS on my machine, which is 2080 Super, runs a really nice frame rate, but I can also make it run like an absolute dog as well. So depends what you're doing with it and what graphics settings you've got, the rest of it. I know, I got what you meant, bad guy, about wanting a slider. Totally, I get it. Paying attention, mate. Paying attention. Well, first thing to look at, Chief Longshin, is what are you using SSAA? If so, what dimension? And 87 on Tainers.
Yeah.
And if you're using 4K screen or 1080p or widescreen or anything like that, because they can escalate badly. So like, you know, if you're running on a ultra wide screen and you put it to SSAA 3x3, then you are pushing a lot of pixels internally on the card, and you may not need to use as much SSAA if you're running on a higher res screen. But I run generally SSAA 2x2 on 1080p, and I find it looks good and runs really well. Was that one of the milkshake glasses? This? No, I'm holding coffee again over my laptop. So this is a latte mug.
Good, it's got a handle. You're not going to spill it.
Well, this is why I now have mugs with handles. I'm no longer allowed mugs that have no handle. I'm also not allowed mugs that are angled the other way round. So I have a glass, you know, my unicorn glass, which is angled the way round that doesn't slip out of my fingers. Like stupid teamwork gloves. Is TSW capable of doing a tilting train? Is it right at this second, Strike Eagle? No. But, you know, it wasn't capable of doing diesels until it was added. It wasn't capable of doing electric until it was added. And it wasn't capable of doing gears until they were added. So, the fact that it can't It can't do it right this second, really, does it? When we decide it's time to do a tilting train, we'll do a tilting train. There's nothing stopping us. 34-inch ultra wide, so I'm assuming you're running at big resolution. So I would probably knock the SSAA right down then. You don't really need it.
Just do a bit of tilt action there. It's rather interesting.
I do like the tilt on this. It wasn't capable of doing trains till it was exactly strike eagle. You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. Does the ICE not tilt in TSW? No, the ICE that is implemented is an ICE3, ICE3M, neither of which are a tilting train in reality. Only the ICT and the ICTD are tilting trains, and they're not in TSW. So can you give us a bit of an explanation of CAPT?
I don't actually know, but it's a bit like in-cab speed limits basically, but it works out what speeds you can do on the network, really, can't it? Because I noticed I had a test run of this, and I know while I'm staying in the cab is it suddenly reduces down to 75, and I was a bit like panicked. I was like, oh, what's happened? And the CAPT alarm was going off, and I was like, I'm a bit stuck. So yeah, no, I'm not entirely sure.
That's a shame, because I haven't used it in so long. I can't remember either. I know it is cab signaling. It's what allows it to exceed the 125 miles per hour, which is the maximum limit for the way the signals are spaced. And it allows it effectively to tell the driver, because it's like on the East Coast mainland where we had flashing green aspects, which was effectively like an extra green. It meant that you definitely knew you could go faster and run up to 140 miles an hour. It is a primitive cab signalling system, yeah.
Yeah.
Bad guy, really? Yours it couldn't do that? It's some sort of technical reason. I'm not sure I follow what you're saying there, bad guy.
Nigel,
oh, gears. Sorry, no, gears. No, everything has to be coded. Bad guy. Everything has to be coded, and there were no gears. There was no support for like a loco like the 143 with the tapping electrical controller. There was no support for that. That had to be done. Everything has to be done. Every last thing. You want a gauge that looks different? It needs coding.
Yeah.
But you know what? We have people that can do that, so it's irrelevant really that it's not in the game on any given day, because clever people will add it so that it's on there the next day. I'm not promising that everything will appear the next day, just to be clear.
By 75 limit. Hello, another 86. 87.
Two windows, yeah, it's an 87.
Coming through Lancaster now. You are running on time. Brilliant. That's what I like to hear. Right, go up to 90 now.
Is the ICE TBBR 411 present in Train Simulator? Yes, it is. I believe it's the 411. The longer of the two. The other one is the IC is the BR 415, which is the shorter one. But I think the 411 is the one that's in the game. In this one, in Train Simulator. It is the 411, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Also, the J means junction as well.
Go. The Class 4 and 1 in Jaffa Cake delivery. See, now that's a proper train. That's a proper train. Michael, question for you both. How are you finding working from home? Well, you've always worked from home for Dovetail, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Jamie has never actually been to the office.
I haven't actually.
I've been working from home since we went home, and actually after a bit of adjustment and sorting myself out and sorting my environment out, because honestly, prior to this, I didn't like working from home at all. I liked separating work and home. No, now I prefer it, to be honest. And I know a lot of the team do, actually. Not everybody by any means, but I know a lot of the team have everyone's got settled into it now. No, you're on the ban list.
Nigel, it's in the description. If you look on YouTube, the links to both the scenarios today are in the description.
Joshua, the Elizabeth line would be interesting. However, I believe it's largely going to be self-driven. Or certainly in chunks of it. I think it's going to be automatic.
Dread.
Doe!
CAPT alarm. There we go.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yep. Not tonight, ladies and gents.
No, I don't stream these days, do I? Really need to fix that. Yeah. I keep saying that. F. Yeah, so it's all the underground stuff that's ATO then, Jack, is it? That makes sense. So Thameslink is ATO in the corridor, in the Thameslink corridor, isn't it? Or just the doors that are automatic? I can't remember. It's interesting. I know. My son was explaining it to me and I was fascinated.
Oh, I've got to remember how to do this. Right, into auxiliary.
Is Adam's team on their own preserving the preserve collection for the rush hour release? So, I mean, they are working on the preserve collection, and they're the only ones working on the preserve collection. But there's not really a thing to do for the rush hour release. It's not like previously where it all had to be upgraded and made live and so on and so forth, the same as we needed it to for TSW2. It all just works. So they're carrying on with their existing work. ATO and automatic doors in Thameslink Core, that was it, yeah. There's a request to hear motors so we can have audio sound as we start off.
Give me a minute.
Axel, drop me a DM on the forums. It's probably the best bet. And thank you in advance. Is that a 90 or a 91 cap? Oh, you're good, Forza Horizon 4 driver. It is in fact a 91 TS cap. Just a 91 then. Yeah, 91. Just realised that TS means train simulator. Donkey. What's the chance of getting a preview trailer, as we won't get to Cane Creek stream tomorrow? Or you still got a ways to go. There will be a preview stream, but yeah, just not tomorrow. Best to show you it when it's in a good shape for showing.
There we go, we got it. We're off.
Josh, you picked up a Series X. Well done. I got a Series X as well, sitting over there. Really haven't used it much, to be honest.
To get mine yet.
I wasn't overly bothered about whether I got a Series X or a PS5. although I tend to generally get Xbox rather than PlayStation. But happened that the Xbox was the one that came up first, and I can't justify buying one of each, so... Class 2 on 4 fan, did the team at TDG manage to get real sounds from the APT, or do you have to make sounds yourself? I don't know the answer to that one. If Ed is about, then maybe he'll be able to answer, because Ed did the sounds, as far as I can recall. And he can explain himself. Buy both and charge them to DTG. Yeah, it doesn't really work like that, baby kid. I tried. Ed is not about. I'll send him a nasty gram. Josh, which Xbox is better for Train Sim Mod 2? There's two different. There's the Xbox Series S and the Xbox Series X. The Xbox Series S is a very good machine. The cheap one, I think it's 250 quid, which is insane. Spec of the machine you get. But there's no disc drive. So if you want a disc drive, you gotta get the X. I would posit you don't need the disc drive these days. And the Series X has more memory, and the graphics I think is faster. But TSW2 on a Series S and a Series X both hit 60 FPS. Solid. Now, what that will be like once Rush Hour comes out, I don't know. But that's how things stand at the minute. The Series S is a very competent machine. But, you know, the more money you pay, the more you get. It's the usual rule of buying stuff. No, Ding, what are we driving now? We are driving the APT.
This is the second version, isn't it? Second version of the APT?
This is the APT-P.
Yeah.
As opposed to the APT-E, which was the experimental.
I prefer the looks of this one, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, the E's got like a letterbox windows, the driver. Yeah. It's like if you made everything that was bad about a Class 377 window, made it horizontal and worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Caught the alarm that time.
Scott, I don't think that's been organised yet. Exactly what is going to happen. I imagine it's not going to be in a big old rush though. We've got plenty of time to talk about it. Answer your questions. APT was gas turbine. Yeah, they tried a number of experimental tech in the APTE from what I remember. Is it possible to animate passengers in DSW actually walking to a seat on the trains rather than teleporting? Would love to do it, but we haven't got there yet. Tramsim, I think, has one or two types of train. We have umpteen different types of carriage, and well, we can't even so far make them behave themselves on the platform. So you can imagine the teleportation, jetpacking, and who knows what else that would occur currently with the passengers and their various levels of misbehaviour. So I think we'll get the passengers under control, stop them trying to reach the moon, and then we'll see what we can make them do once they're remaining on planet Earth.
125, now coming... I think they're coming down, Shat?
Preston to Carlisle is northbound, and that'll be going up, Shep.
It'll be going up, okay. Fair enough.
Can't you just pay passengers less until they behave? I'll let the engineering tone know that, Baked Bean Kid. We hadn't considered that as an option.
Coming up. Junction sign has come up again. like one.
Put the fuel passengers in the fuel tanks as punishment. There you go. That's the
There we go.
solution. There's millions of passengers on the route. It doesn't look it, but they're all in the fuel tank. Greyrig, Luna Gorge, T-Bay, and then Shep. Cab of the APT reminds me of the driving desk you get on the HSTs. Well, these kind of were forerunners, weren't they, to the HST?
I can't remember.
Were they after? No, they were probably after, actually. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
I think one was...
Designed roughly at the same time.
I think they were designed roughly because the idea was, from what I remember, was the APTPs, which were these, were due to sort of carry on and basically the HSTs were a stopgap. Apparently, they were built. They were built so that they could be used for high-speed rail to start off with, and sort of just didn't go away because this didn't really happen.
No, people did after the press event where they got all of the press drunk and then put them on a tilting train, which went about as well as you would expect it to.
Yeah.
It got bad press. The tilting train was doomed.
Yeah.
I think it didn't help also that the early models had occasions where the tilts would get stuck as well. So you'd come out of the tilt or even go around the other corner and it was still tilting the wrong way. That's got to be a bad time.
Yeah.
Couldn't you attach a bungee cord or something so they don't launch themselves to the moon? We actually do have a speed limit in the game now for passengers, believe it or not. That is a thing. And if they exceed the speed limit, they are deleted.
Really?
Yes. Yes, because that's how games work. You can just delete passengers that are annoying.
Wow. Okay. How many people have wanted to have a rail tour up Shap? That's a question. I know
that a bunch of people in the company went for a rail tour, which included running up Shap with an 86, I think it was.
Nice.
Yes, you were on that one, weren't you, Danny? Paul, Ben, many of you. I wanted to go on that one, but I had other things to do. They literally ran up Shap, indeed, Moggy.
I think that was why the Duchesses were designed, Baked Bean Kid. That was why they were designed. It's a shame they never actually got... Oh, you know what? Trying to look at the lovely scenery. It's purely
I
because...
extracted far too much joy from that, has to be said. I'm ashamed.
You were literally clapping. I was like, what?
There was actual glee in my voice.
There was. Right, let's see. Into emergency. That it's off. Make sure that's all okay. Make sure the brakes are all the way up. Then bring it into auxiliary. Turn that one on. There's a way to reset this. Alright, that should now come up. Release, forward, and start off again. We're off! There we go, we're off. So, as I was saying before I was that went a bit terribly wrong. So the Duchesses were designed obviously with Shap in mind. They although they never really got to their full potential, because I don't think there was any fireman who could fully get it up to the right heat it wanted to be, because they did consider putting automatic coalers in them, which would have been interesting.
Shap Summit, 13 miles, is that?
Yep. It's very similar to a HST.
Oh yeah, there is heritage there, Turnip Gaming. It's no accident that they look similar. How old is West Coast Main? I know the Shap route. It's one of the ones that I helped publish when I was at a third party, which would be a long time ago now. So I want to go say 7 or 8 years maybe.
Wow.
You should, if you look on Steam, it should say what its release date was. It's a brilliant route. Southwestern Railway, I love all classes of trains. If they're trains, they're awesome. What got me involved in doing the job? Was it because of your love for trains, or the love of being able to build routes and being good with computer gaming? Mostly love of trains, Scott, because I mean, I've never built a route in my life. I did build a train in MSTS, and it almost looked like a train as well.
What did you build? I can't remember what you built.
I built two. I built Deltic, which was on the front cover of the Abacus Roundhouse package that was on in the stores, and I built a Class 66, which was included in the Train Sim Modeler box, which is our 3D modelling tool for MSTS. But that was a long time, and but no, I'm not. Like, I know I did that, but I'm a software engineer that wrote banking apps and security and telephone call centers. And sorry, I fell asleep remembering it. And it was but no, it was purely a love of trains.
Yeah, it's got a good old shed, yeah.
Good old shit, yeah.
Have you seen that new class of locomotives that they've just built?
The 69.
That's the one.
Yeah, back when I got the contract to build the three variants. Curious to see what the third one will be. Because obviously the BR and the GBRF ones are out now.
This is where they do it in BR green.
Well, maybe.
Or probably rail freight.
See, rail freight's possible. Oh, indeed, F1XL Don.
Yeah.
100%. 69 is just another 66, but with the 56 body shell, in your opinion. That's not an opinion, Class 314 fan. That's a fact. That's exactly what a 69 is.
That's exactly what it is.
66 inside a 56 body. That is precisely what it is. Because they want more 66s, but they can't buy them anymore because of the emissions and all of the other things. And there's nothing else they really can buy at the moment that fits the job. But they can do is upgrade an existing train. So therefore, you take all of the old trains that are in storage and put your favourite train inside them. That's what the 69 is.
Because they're doing a Gronk, aren't they? Converting that to hydrogen, so that's going to be interesting as
There's
well.
a bunch of experiments going on because there's one of the 314s is I think is a hydrogen train 314-201.
Yeah.
You've got the '08 conversion. You've got the DVT that's being converted with electric motors as well.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
A little diesel electric support DVT. So there's all sorts of experiments going on at the moment. I think it's a 319 actually, as well. That's being then done as well. Cabot Bay, yes, aware of that, and it's one of the things that I've asked the team to look at as part of Rush Hour. I want to try and make, or at least have the option for the UI to be bigger. 209 is the hydro, isn't it? Oh, okay. Can you use TS on a laptop via Windows 10? Yes, you can. That's how I play. But you need to have a laptop that's suitable spec. Do I think a Cleethorpes route would be cool? I think all routes would be cool, Speedster.
On the one in 75 now.
Chap was 14th January 2014, was it? There you go. So I was right. Sorry, 7 years. 7 years then. They should have experimented with turning a pacer into a train. Ooh.
Ooh.
In fact, you're using a laptop, aren't you?
Nope. I'm on a tower now.
Oh, you got a tower now because your old potato was a
Laptop.
Your old laptop was a real weird configuration because it had a stonking graphics card, an absolute garbage CPU.
Yeah. It was an odd one.
So what was it that you were trying to achieve here?
It was not one thing or the other, was it?
No, it's a 370 APT. Jack.
I thought it was. Alright, we'll give a bit of history about the BR Class 1 370 Advanced Passenger Train prototype. So they were in service between 1980 and 1986, constructed between 1977 and 1988, entered service in 1979. They had 3 train sets altogether. There's 7 cars preserved, but it was a 14-car train set. Had a traction inspector to drive. Don't forget about the speed restriction at Penrith. Maximum speed was 155 design, and service was 125. It weighed 434 tons, and that's basically most of the history you need to know.
Apollo, no, I haven't seen the Orange Blossom livery for Seaport.
Oh, Penrith, yeah, found it. Lovely job. Getting speed now.
Yeah, I think one of the issues that I certainly have when I've been driving this one, LaserJet, is when you're going around the corners at high speed, it's sort of the cab shakes backwards and forwards, left and right as it goes round, due to how the game calculates the curves, and Yeah, that seems to be that I think might be contributing to that. Release date for Cane Creek hasn't been announced yet, Brian. We were hoping to do a preview of it tomorrow, but I don't know if it's in the news. But if not, then the preview's been delayed. You've got it working a bit better, have you, Chief Longshin? Awesome. And hopefully, given the awesome monitor that you've got, you shouldn't really notice any drop in quality, but the boost in frame rate more than makes up for it.
Waiting for the speed restriction to get me.
You know what, F1XO, if I could drive this train in VR, I would. I would drive all the trains in VR. Big fan of VR.
The speed limit in time, so that's all good.
Hey Kyle, how's it going?
47. 247s.
Do you do any VR flight simming? Not a lot, Strike Eagle. I did a bit, but I haven't really done an awful lot. It was awesome though. I did a flight from Rochester Airport, which is the local one, and basically just drove flew around following all the roads that I was aware of, and it was great. Flew all over southeast of England. It's such a good experience. Yeah, VR's not for everyone. F1 VXL, absolutely.
Pleased with that one.
Yeah, VR was at the bottom of the list. Ooh. VR does work very well for vehicle games, but it can also work really well for walking games as well, Strike Eagle. It entirely depends on how it's implemented. It can be done very badly, and to be honest, even then vehicle games can run badly as well. It's entirely down to how it's done. But they're getting a lot better at it now. A couple of the games I play, Lone Echo and Stormlands, are they're just amazing. Stormlands is sort of walking and flying.
It's Carlisle then. Neutral section.
What specs are the specs of what you're currently running trains for? Do you know the specs of your machine offhand?
Not offhand, no. I'll get it for next time. I know we've said it on a few streams.
You want a Magic Science helmet, now, Derek? I wouldn't be without mine now. Even just watching like Netflix, I do so with VR now. Cameron, no, actually, I used to think teleportation was like the solve-all for it, but honestly, now I've played other games and I've got used to just standard movement locomotion, or it just slides essentially, the normal one. I really dislike teleportation. It's just not natural. What version of DirectX does Train Simulator run on? 9C, isn't it? 9C, I remember rightly. Would point test to Linux be possible or not? Well, anything is technically possible, but I would say it's highly unlikely. Cactus Powerhouse, this is indeed the APT. The APTP specifically.
75 coming up.
The best VR games, Cameron, allow you to pick your movement type. Because that way, if teleportation is better for you because you're more sensitive to slide locomotion, then you do that. So, well, these trains only prototypes, yes, come up here. They didn't go into full-scale production. Yeah, unfortunately, there isn't really a good way to just try VR, Dom. At one point, they were talking about having it in, you know, like the likes of PC World or Best Buy and things like that, to where you could just walk in and put the headset on and experience it. Because until you put the headset on, you have no idea what VR does. You know conceptually what it does, but until you put the headset on and you are in, you don't know.
I've done it once. Where it was, I think it was my university. We had someone come in and show us.
Whereabouts are we? Carlisle.
Oh, we're actually Penrith, actually. 18 miles from Carlisle. We've got a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, which is fun.
No, Jack, some of the focus issue is literally just how you put the headset on. So just adjusting the headset can bring it into focus. There's almost no point watching a VR stream, Dom, because you're not going to get... It's one of the reasons I've never streamed in VR. I rarely stream in VR. Because it's great for me, but it's no different for everybody else. Probably make everybody else really sick, actually, because you tend to do this a lot more in VR. You know, look around, and everybody's just like, oh god, I can't see what's going on. The screen's just flashing around. So actually, it's not really a great viewing experience. Is there a passenger view on this one?
No, I don't think it's got the passenger car in it, this one. There, the right one. We're coming through Penrith now.
For some rain on TSW2, why is there no thunder and lightning? Because we just haven't got that effect in the game. LaserJet, that's literally it. There was an early version, excuse me, of the lightning effect, but it was bad and unfinished, and it needs more work. I mean, Bait Gaming Kid, that was genuinely bad. What's the difference between watts and ohms? Watts are a unit of electrical energy. Ohms are where British people live.
That is dreadful.
So could thunder and lightning be a feature in the future? Anything can potentially happen in the future, LaserJet.
"17 miles to Carlisle."
Where is this route, Epica? So this is between Preston and Carlisle, a West Coast main line in the northwest of England. Why not putting more good graphics in Train Simulator than Train Sim World? I'm not quite sure what you mean, Siddharth. You don't really put good graphics into something, but the Train Sim World is built on a newer graphics engine that can do more than this can. So some of it is just the fact that Train Sim World is an older game engine, it's just less it can do. Consequently, that means it'll run nicely on older hardware quite often. Is there any plans for TSW2 to have as many DLC as Train Simulator? Well, there's regularly DLC being released, Kenzie, but it'll be a while till it's got as many as Train Simulator, because Train Simulator's got a lot.
It's got a huge amount. Although I agree this would be awesome in TSW, wouldn't it? A BTP.
Mm. No, the locos for Penzance were not announced last year on Full Fun. Indeed, Brian, TS1 looks stunningly good for the game engine that it is and for how old it is. It's actually amazing what people get out of it. Will DLC ever stop being made for TS and focus completely on TSW instead? Well, there's no plans on that at the moment. Salty Chips, I have no idea what will happen in the future. But it's certainly not in any immediate plans. Still lots of people playing TS. Lots of people playing TS. Oh, look at that. Cracking shot. Hey there, Deadly Gamer, how's it going? Do I like flight sims? Yes. Must admit I haven't played... I used to play them a lot. Haven't played them so much lately, but I did quite enjoy playing FS 2020 when it came out. But I've been playing flight sims since FS4.
Thanks, LaserJet.
Actually, since Jumbo Jet Simulator on the Atari 800, but we won't talk about that because that was diabolical.
My dad had 2000, 202, 204. Did it then go 206 or 207? Can't remember. Then X. And then I think he had the ones before. I think it was 98, wasn't there?
There was an FS98, yeah.
Yeah, 98. Dad had. I definitely know Dad had. Dad had 98. I know that much. Because he used to get the massive great boxes that were about that big, you know.
Oh, they were impressive boxes.
Yeah.
I know one of the ones. I think when I got FS 2000, my brother-in-law actually worked at Microsoft, and they've got. I don't know if they still do, but they had a store on campus in Seattle. And he walked into the store, and basically you bought what you bought was the full retail box, but you basically paid, you know, like the equivalent of 25 quid for it.
Yeah, we've still got a couple of them. Because it had Concorde. The 2000 year 2000 was the famous one because it had Concorde.
Yeah, so the Concorde. Yeah.
Yeah, so it had the famous sunset shot.
Dam Busters for the Specky, Gilly, nice. Ace of Aces, yeah. Oh, classic games, classic games. Oh, you saved this one, did you?
Just. I could see the 25 limit coming up, and it was getting closer. I was like, "Oh, please, not the alarm, not." And the alarm was just going off. I was like, "Oh, it was close." Camera's not happy in the cab.
Robojo, you did solo flight on it. I must admit I didn't play a solo flight. I didn't have that one, but I did have the Jumbo Jet Simulator cartridge. But I was so young at that point, I didn't actually understand really what I was doing, and so I basically just, as soon as the game started, I rammed it into full power, flaps down, and off we went. And then Dad did later on explain to me when I was a bit older that I was taking off from the boarding area, and probably should have taxied out to the runway. But you know what? I was. I mean, it was line art graphics, and there were only more than about 4 or 5 lines on the screen, so it was difficult to tell what was going on at any given time.
I know. My dad never could land them properly in either fly sims.
It takes practice, but once you get the hang of it, it's my favourite thing.
only used to like to do thunderstorms in turbulence and everything.
Yeah, quite Fox, this is the West Coast Main Line over Shap, Preston to Carlisle. Driving the APTP. See you later, ladies and gents. Landing on a carrier. See, that was the acceleration pack. Wonder, you could do that in FS4 on the Nimitz, but they added proper carrier landings with the F18, was it? In the FSX accelerator pack. That was great fun.
.7 miles to Carlisle. Or 2.4 really.
Pink Trains, I believe Jamie does have a YouTube channel, yes.
You know what? I hit it again. Yes, Pink Trains. It is European Steam. If you want to have a look. Thank you, man.
Will this be stopping at Crewe? Probably. And a few more times before.
Oh dear, well at least we know the system works.
Yeah, we're just testing the system for you, proving the CAPT is doing its job. The good news is, test passed. What do you think is better, short networky commuter routes or long high-speed intercity routes? I think a mix is ideal, but generally I go for the networky routes. Not necessarily short, but networky ones, so that I've got multiple journeys. If you say you can have 80 miles, how do you want it? I want lots of 40-mile routes, rather than one 80-mile route. That's my preference, anyway. Trent Alexander-Arnold, so Jamie's using the HUD so that everyone can see what he's doing. Because there's a lot of people who've not played the game before are seeing the game for the first time or looking to get some advice. The problem with the keyboard is no one can see what Jamie's doing with that. So he's using the HUD just so that you can see it. Will there be some more German routes for TS21? Probably. We will see announcements for them at the appropriate time. But yeah, there's still content being made. All you people that have flown airplanes in San Andreas and Saint Joe haven't played a flight sim. I'm sorry to burst that bubble. It's fun, don't get me wrong, but I am going to play the snooty card on that one. Gordon, no, I don't think there are any Via trains in the game. Steam trains in Train Sim World, Luke. Go have a look at Dovetail Live and read. There has been a few articles on that. Yes, it's a short answer. At some point.
Call that one.
Baby Kid said, has anyone told Jamie that there is only food and water on this train for 2 days?
What do you mean, Baked Bean Kid?
Oh, I think there's implications going on there. Oh, that was a bit loaded. Hey British Ace, yes, we are driving the APT on West Coast Main Line over Shap.
Neutral section.
Defar says it'd be quicker to take a 142. Probably
Cheek
more
of it.
comfortable as well.
Oh, the cheek of it. Yes, I'm running about 3 minutes late, but then again it's BR Blue era, so it doesn't make any difference really.
3 minutes late is 10 minutes early.
Yeah. Going to platform 3. Well, the cardboard sandwich. I'm not sure, William. Might do.
Yes, indeed, it's all light-hearted fun, Derfast. At the end of the day, we're all enjoying a game.
Yeah.
We're all having fun with trains. And if you walk away having had fun, then you've won.
Yeah.
That's the rules. Unless your fun was at other people's expense. Except Jamie's, because that's allowed.
Cheek of it.
Carlisle Station, one of many routes containing Carlisle Station, most of which built by Keith Ross. Radish, your cat approves of the headset. Awesome.
Traction inspector will be glad to get off.
You thought Tom made the station. Tom might have made the station, Danny, but Keith made a lot of the routes with it. Not all of them, because he didn't make Settle Carlisle, but... It's Keith! There he is!
Where?
There is plenty of life in the old route, Keith, yes. Long time no speak, Keith. How are you doing? Yeah, we've been running on the West Coast Main Line over Shap. Still an awesome route.
Try to improve your timekeeping, however the boffins got their results. Well, we got there, that's fine, we got there. Right, time to move across the other side of the pond.
Yes, doing very well, Keith. Doing very well. Keeping busy with Train Sim World.
Just wait for TS to decide what it wants to do.
It's in pause mode.
Indeed. Got to remember
I
the
think
name.
Germany has our port of call. I don't. That's normally not what our other side of the pond means. Normally that means America, Class 314 fan.
No, I've lost it. Is it at the bottom? Yes, it is. Of course, it's at the bottom.
Laptop's running out of power and you want to play TSW2. Will you go play TSW2 Nitrax? Thanks for joining us. Enjoy Train Sim World. Yeah, should do a German one next through on fan. For fan. Put some PZB on them. Then we can enjoy the mayhem that ensues.
Don't.
Oh, I love that shot. That's really nice.
Yeah, that I was really yeah, we saw that. We were trying to decide for screenshot contest, and that shot just like something about it.
I mean, I can't imagine how dirty that guy's trousers going to be sitting on that that grease-loaded buffer like that.
Sea League Subdivision dispatches to Amtrak Train 4. The 197 train, lead unit AT and SF 553 is approaching Williams Junction now. operating on the south track. Once it's entered Phoenix subdivision, there is a clear junction and subject to this signal indications. There we go. Special operation instruction. Once 197 has cleared Williams Junctions, you will likely need to call tab for signal clearance. Alright, I think we can get a little bit closer to the signal.
So what we're driving?
Got the E's, which I'm not sure what the class is.
Dash 8. The Dash 8 makes me smile because it's got B trucks. So it's like this big hulking great loco that looks like, you know, an ES44 or AC 4400, and then it's got B trucks. It's
Yeah,
like, where did the rest of the wheels go?
it's a B32-8WH diesel.
Have you made any deliveries for the 314 yet? Yes, I have. There is only one livery that needs making, to be fair. And it has been made. It takes me about 2 seconds to go pink next, pink next, pink next, pink next, done. Lovely.
On Arizona Divide. Amtrak is across Arizona.
You took a random guess that it would be pink, did you, 314 fan? Well, it's a good guess.
So we creep up to the signal.
Hopefully. Now he's cleared that, because it's on red, and any time.
Okay. So yeah, they might have to press tab, which I have.
Teachope, baby kid. Teachope. Michael, glad you're enjoying Cathcart Route.
And this scenario is by High Iron Simulations.
Oh, another one from Gary. Excellent. They just look like they're the wrong bogies. They're too small.
Just looks odd, doesn't it?
$211 in total, bad guy, at the moment, including YouTube. Couple more and we'll take over, or we'll be overtaking BBC, yeah.
Baked Bean Kid, yeah, I do have a look for other routes. I try and find some what people have made. Hopefully there'll be some. I'm looking forward to see what people make, really.
Yeah, lonely. So I'm trying to find a good excuse to do a P42 DC and some nice, sensible Amtrak coaches. That sort of thing would find home just as an odd 1 or 2 trains a day in a number of routes potentially. But that on its own doesn't make a good thing for people to spend money on. Best steam train to drive depends what you like to drive, really, Matthew. I mean, my favourite steam train is still Mesh Tools 3F. Although Bossman's Black 5 is a work of art as well. And of course you've got Smokebox's new Big Boy. So still actually haven't had a go.
You've got to have a go. Like, seriously go. Seriously.
Nigel, glad you're enjoying Cathcart. That's really great to hear. I'll pass that on. No, we don't do much in the way of horns. There are whistle boards, but you know, once you get, I can't remember what the hours of darkness. Essentially, for the hours of darkness, they don't even do the whistle boards. It's really only for emergency purposes. So you don't hear the horn an awful lot, you know, except when it's going through a station and you've got a bunch of train fans on the end of the platform waving at the driver. Then you hear the horn a fair bit usually. One of Amtrak's charger locomotives were heading out to the northeast corridor. Oh, that's interesting. I take it that would be as a candidate for replacing the P32 ACDMs then, Derek? What's my favourite UK DMU? It's a good question. I'm going to go with the Class 143.
Bit of dynamic brakes on.
Axel, thank you. Glad you're enjoying it as well. I'll pass everyone's lovely feedback back to the team tomorrow. I don't have a preference between the 142 and the 143, Gareth. I've ridden on a 142. I've ridden on a 143 once each. You know, hence why I'm such. You know, I consider myself an authority on the Pacer because, you know, I've been near one once. You know, that's all you need to be an authority on the subject, isn't it? At least on the internet. So. Strike Eagle, yeah. I mean, we're seeing a lot of really positive feedback on Cathcart Circle, so it's one of the most. I mean, I enjoy playing it as well. It is my style of gameplay, to be honest. If what you want is, you know, freight trains over a gradient, or you want express trains, then that's not the route for it. But if you want an interesting, challenging start stop, then it brings that in spades.
Superliner coaches are really nice, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, they're very nice. I think there's passenger views on some of these as well.
There we go. Oh, hello.
And then if you use the next vehicle, previous vehicle, you'll see each of the different ones that are on there. Giving your team all the good feedback is great for morale, but they really could do with having a salary as well. They get my loving adoration, Baked Bean Kid. You know, what more do they want?
Wow, compartment stock.
Jamie, did you watch the E3 Xbox stream this year?
I did indeed. Well,
Trust me, I did.
not all the way, not all the way through, but I did catch up because everybody was talking about it, and I was like, actually, I need to watch them of this. I mean, Forza Horizon 5. Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's going to be brilliant. I can't wait for that.
They nail Forza every time they do it. Every time they announce the next Forza, it's just like, this will be the greatest game ever.
It's just the fact that the sandstorms are in there and things like that. It just blew my mind.
It's a brilliant series. It's one that I always enjoy playing. Because it doesn't try to be anything special. You know, it's not like it's, you know, this doesn't take itself super seriously. It's just, let's have fun. And
Yeah.
it delivers it in spades. Oh yeah, I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Kevin Bay, this is an Amtrak Dash 8.
No.
Yeah, Game Pass is a stunning deal, Striker. Well, it really is. That's one of the reasons I wanted the Xbox Series X. I was like, well, I won't have to buy games for it. Just use Game Pass.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to seeing. I haven't played Sea of Thieves yet. I want to have a go at that.
I've played it briefly. I need to spend more time on it.
And because they've got the Pirates of the Caribbean now add-on coming to it, which is like, okay, now I'm interested.
Which route are we on, by the way?
We are on Arizona Divide, which I don't think you've seen yet. I don't think.
No,
we've
I don't
streamed
think
it.
I have.
I'll show you the route map. A long one. So we are currently here. I'm going to the way up there. There we go. More gradient coming up now.
Winslow Williams.
Oh, Stony, yeah, that would be rather fun, wouldn't it?
I want to get this lot on Wreckfest.
Oh, yes! Can we do it? We must do that. I love Wreckfest.
Wait, join me on my Friday Wreckfest streams.
Oh, yeah. Because I've got it on console. But I need to get a headset.
To get it on PC. They don't do crossplay.
Oh, don't they? Oh, okay, well I could easily... Yeah, I could probably find a way of doing it.
Wait for a sale.
Well, I've got Game Pass, so... so I think Wreckfest is on Game Pass at the moment.
It might be. It might be. It's odd to see slow trains on a long looking route. It's quite common with the American routes, though. Yes, it's the Festival of Wrecks, or it's basically that. What that does is it describes my car at the end of each session. By the time Derek and JP have finished pounding it into dust. Look at that, lovely. Tell you the vehicle I want to get in the game, just purely because of the novel name for it, is the Cabbage Car.
Cabbage car?
Oh, it's just brilliant. It's just, I love the name. I mean, it's just an F40PH with the engine taken out, but because it's a baggage car, cabbage car.
Right.
But yeah, it's basically an F40PH. But I just think it's funny.
It is a good name for it, I must admit. Gather that ball, yeah, Sam on Wreckfest, yeah, that would be rather interesting. Imagine us all just trying to attempt to play Wreckfest. Be hilarious.
This is a really nice looking room.
Yes, isn't it? Came out recently, but I can't remember the exact. It was a couple of months ago now.
Ah, it's milepost simulations. That explains it. As I said, I thought the style looked familiar. Same as Canadian mountain passes. What's the horn sound like? Says Bomber King.
Just done a bit of a horn.
I assume you mean Wreckfest, bad guy.
Just seeing that, that's brilliant.
I suppose checked out the yeah, I don't know if it's out yet, but I believe they are doing a next gen console versions of Wreckfest. Yeah. Well, the problem, Gareth, is if we're not doing a sale, everyone's complaining that there's not enough sales. So. Yeah, Canadian Mountain Pass is definitely one of my favourite of the northern route, North American routes. Bad guy, Big Binkin.
Getting all the B's mixed up now.
Cat, glad you're enjoying Cathcart Circle. Thank you for passing that on.
I'm surprised no one has noticed there's something that has changed behind me. 2 things have been added. No one said anything yet.
It's like a hidden one of them hidden adventure games, isn't it?
It is, yeah. 2 things have changed. One does stick out like a sore thumb.
Is it that warning sign?
It is! It is indeed.
Your shirt is making it hard to see anything.
Oh, ha. It's alright, I'm concentrating on what I'm doing.
The teddy bear's location.
There you go.
And the diesel rail doors.
There you go. That was a warning, do not trespass. And
warning,
then
do not trespass on the railway, but there's no penalty for stealing the sign, apparently.
Yep. And then there's this one as well, which I think you'll quite like, Matt. You see what that says?
A bit closer. IC 61, Leipzig, Regensburg. Oh, very nice.
And the express was, the IC was Henry the Lion, apparently. I did a bit of research into it. So, there we go.
Oh, I see what you mean, Kavape. Yes. Yeah, I must admit, I've not run the diesel rail tours myself yet. I really need to set aside some time and run the diesel rail tours and the ballast train as well.
Ha ha ha, bad guy. Very, very funny. Yeah, well, it's trying to keep cool. Oh, dear. Oh, window open. I've got my shorts on.
Joshua, indeed, this is American. We're in Arizona. Back to the Future sign's been there for a while, along with the DeLorean next to it.
Which lights up. Bad guy, yeah, that is very true. You can never have enough. Back to the Future. Still. Where's the button gone? I lost the button now. I lost the button. Never mind. I do light up when I find. Oh no, because it's on the top. Duh. Yeah, it does. It's good.
No, Christopher Lloyd is still very much alive. He's actually working. He's on another TV show at the moment, a kids show called Cyber Chase. There's no stopping Chris Lloyd.
Some shots outside.
AZ Love, you enjoy this one. Mind you, I'm guessing from the name that you're probably a local. Well, that was kind of the joke, wasn't it, Nick? When Marty says that you made a time machine out of a DeLorean. It wasn't that it was a good thing and an impressive looking thing. It was why?
Yeah, it wasn't that the DeLorean wasn't unreliable. I just couldn't find where the button was. Siegelman subdivision departure to Amtrak train 4. You'll be crossing over the north track at Belmont East in anticipation for a passenger stop at Flagstaff. Crossover speed is 40 miles an hour. Dispatcher out.
Joshua, if you make sure you're on the Facebook, the schedule is posted regularly there, and I think it's posted at the beginning of the week. So this is the last stream this week, actually, because there was going to be one tomorrow, but there isn't now. So the next stream will be Monday or Tuesday. But Monday they'll pin up the week schedule. See you later, Nigel. TSW2, do you know if the crossings will turn off after a train crosses? Yes, they will eventually. The gates will go back up. But obviously that requires that there's no train then coming in the other direction holding them down. But if there is nothing, then they'll go back up, yeah. Oh, wow, Stephen. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying it. It's very difficult about the whole subject of real ads, bad guy, because you'd have to I would only want to put appropriate ads on, so you wouldn't want to see like an advert for something English in an American route, and you wouldn't want to see an advert for something modern in a 50s or 30s route. And by the time you actually break it down where you could use the different adverts, you end up with a relatively small audience or platform for each individual advert, so it doesn't really quite work out. I think if done tastefully, correctly and so forth, I don't think it would annoy people, because they think people generally would like to see the variety and they always like to see the real things in the route. It does make it seem more real, but it's got to be appropriate. The minute you put an English modern advert on a historic American route, then immediately your sense of immersion is blown out the water. And yeah, that's when the advert becomes annoying.
Oh, we get a bit of parallel running. Awesome. Just look further along the map.
Yes, there'd be many licensing issues with Paddington Bear. Yes. Fake ads that let the art department play. That's what we do, Stoney. Every advert, use billboard you see in the game is something created by the art team. We added a load more for the Bakerloo line because obviously you need a lot more on the underground, and they had some fun with that. They did another one on Southeastern High Speed, which got everybody talking, which was the billboard that said "sounds like a Black 5," and of course immediately everyone started making assumptions. But actually, it was the art team kind of being a bit self-deprecating about that was what everyone used to say that every steam engine in the game sounded like. We need more Siddle billboards. Yeah, absolutely. Derek is brilliant at it. It's not just Derek that does them, but no, Derek. I think Derek quite enjoys the creative freedom.
Wouldn't it be funny to so you, me, Nat, and Sam all have our own billboards, and we'd all do something like silly. I don't know.
How many years have been in the trains business, Alexander? Well, I've been playing it and running the UK Train Sim and being at Dovetail in total since about 2000, so 21 years. But I've been at Dovetail for just shy of 10. That's really weird. Train Sims for 21 years. That's weird. Little bit scary. My daughter just turned 14 years old, and well, that's just wrong. Oh, that's lovely.
Baked bean kid, that's a good one. Wanted posters.
Oh, see, that'd be fun.
Yeah, can you imagine it's all just like with wanted posters? That'd be hilarious.
Do some of them in the style of like the oh god, what was the Amazon show with the Top Gear crowd?
Oh, what's Grand Tour?
That's it. Do some Grand Tour style posters, along with some adverts of trains being blown up, and
Yeah.
need to get caravans in the game.
Yes.
Grand Tour, yeah, Crucible. Thank you, Gareth. Why is the horn so loud? It's a very difficult one to balance, Speedster, because if we don't make it really loud, we get told it's too quiet. So, yeah, that's a different one.
Oh, I can see the tail end of the train. We're catching up.
Fake retro train ads. Yeah, you could do like the one where the guy gets on HST in 30. The HST gets pulled over by the police 37 for speeding.
Yeah. You could even recreate that. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, just recreate that and green screen it onto the game. You know.
Here we go, a bit of parallel running now.
Yeah, your train is doing a Colonel Cam. Shelby, we'll find out what happens in the sales when the sales happen, I'm afraid. I don't know the answer to that question. This spot is known as Riordan, says AZ Love. There you go. Oh, yes.
Oh, here we go.
What is that? Is that NSDP 40 or something?
I think it might be.
Or is it NSD 70? No, it's an SD 70. Bomber King would like a shave and a haircut.
Are you pleased with that shot? I was quite pleased with that shot, to be honest.
Yeah, it's very good. Bomber King would like a shave and a haircut. I'm assuming you know what that means.
Not sure.
You don't know what a shave and a haircut is? Do.
Oh, right. Oh, I can easily do that, yeah.
SDF 45, there you go. I knew it was something like that. Yeah, the SDP 45 was the passenger version, wasn't it? SDF 45 was the freight one. Where does this train run? So this is a long haul service. So this will be running across America. I don't know exactly what the route is. What's the difference, Baked Bean Kid? I'm gonna guess, I don't know, but normally the difference between passenger and freight is whether or not it's got head-end power. i.e. to power the heating and lighting in coaches, because a freight train clearly doesn't need that. Izzy for Love says this is the Southwest Chief. So if you look at Amtrak's Southwest Chief service, you can see where it goes.
Cruising slowly. Yes, funny Baked Bean Kid. Yeah, I didn't even make it to Nebworth, let alone.
Nice one, Baked Bean Kid.
I know people want me to rerun that, I think. Yeah, the hub, yeah, that would be quite good.
Chicago to Los Angeles. There you go. Thank you, Derek.
Two miles away.
Ben, it should work with the NTP. I don't know because I've not seen it, but I imagine it would work with the NTP pack because that's what most people have got. Generally, when the teams are trying to work out what pack to use as a dependency, you try and use the one more people have got. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
I quite like the Viewliner cars. They've got a nice shape to them.
Never
These are Superliners, I think, if I remember rightly. Oh, that's nice. It's rather well done. I assume it must be raining, Josh. The air in here has taken a different tone, a different scent, shall we say? Where's Lady? I see. I put cat food out before the stream, which means she's not harassing me tonight. So yes, bribery works. It is a legitimate technique.
That's just me showing off now.
Just need a really big net for that, Peppy MU fan. It's got to be quite a strong one, I guess.
I do like a good camera angle. I'm not going to deny that. Yes. I do like a good cinematic angle.
Yeah, Nat, she was, Lady was pestering me for the entirety of the stand-up this morning. It was terrible. She just, when she wants feeding, never sees me any other time. Yeah, the team will let you know closer at the time, Ben. Thinking me wonderful. That's a different way of spelling complete pain in the neck, yeah.
Hi Nat, how are you? Make a nice controlled stop. Yeah, Bomberg, I forgot that one.
Lady must have other staff to keep her occupied between feeds. No, normally she, if she's not hungry, she's sleeping or she's surveying the general area to make sure that the local wildlife are looking at behaving themselves. Which is just her way of describing the other cat, Tiggy.
Oh, Nat, I wondered if that was Tom. Hi Tom. They're all in here tonight now. All being nosy.
Very good. That's quite a relaxing run. It's quite a pretty route, that one.
There we go. Moggy's like, oh dear, that's quite funny. Well done. The journey Amtrak Train 4, the Southwest Chief, will be continued in scenario Amtrak across Arizona, Part 2. There
Awesome.
we go. How was that? There we go. Ah, good Nat, good Nat. So there we are. That's both our scenarios. There we go.
Brilliant. You'll update. Have you updated the thread, or are you going to update the thread with the links to these ones then, Jamie?
Yeah, so the links are in the description on this video, and I think it only works on YouTube, but they are there. I will update the thread tomorrow, so we'll have the birthday stream ones as well as this one, so we'll do it all together at the same time.
Awesome. Okay then, folks. That's it for this evening. Thank you very much for watching. There is no stream. Remember, tomorrow there was going to be the Cane Creek preview stream tomorrow, but that's no longer on. There was a notice saying we're delaying that one. So have a great weekend, and the rest of the week and weekend, and we'll see you on the next stream. Thanks everybody. Bye bye.
See you later. Bye.